Good evening, one and all. We welcome you all to the International Seminar on Cow Hug Day, cows, cow therapy, animal-assisted therapies, animal-assisted interventions, bovine therapy, service animals, indigenous breeds, animal welfare, livelihoods, One Health, well-being and sustainable development 2023, commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, nation celebrating 75 years of independence, United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 2015 to 2030 as part of awareness and campaigns, and also international webinar series on holistic health, well-being and sustainable development 2022-23 in collaboration with Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute Center for Arts, Sciences and Well-being. Before we start our sessions, let's take the blessings of Almighty.
कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः
The blessings of Almighty. We shall continue with today's session. So as we are getting delayed, we will start with the sessions and participants will keep continuing joining. So today we have two presentations, one by Dr. Narottam Soniji and other by Ravichandranji. So we will initially take up by Dr. Narottam Soniji. He is guest faculty from Maharana Pratap University of Agriculture and Technology. And he had BTech in Mechanical Engineering from Rajasthan Technical University, Kota, Rajasthan, and MTech and PhD from MPUIT, Udaipur, and presently working as guest faculty in Department of Processing and Food Engineering, College of Technology and Engineering, Maharana Pratap University of Agriculture and Technology, Udaipur, Rajasthan. He has worked for underutilized fruit processing and vulturizing and developed field-worthy machinery for tamarind and custard apple fruits. He has also published more than 18 research articles and has been awarded as Senior Research Fellow by CSIR, HRDG, New Delhi, and also worked as Senior Research Fellow and Junior Research Fellow and other positions in State Agriculture University for more than 5 years. So we welcome you, sir, to this 1 week international seminar. And we invite you to take over for your session on role of food processing in sustainable development. Over to you. You can unmute yourself, start your video, audio, and presentation.
Yes, sir. Good evening, one and all. Thank you, sir, for giving me this opportunity to present at this stage. Sir has introduced me very well and so brightly that about my awards and about my experiences. Therefore, today's presentation will be based on what are the role of food process engineering, because my specialization and my field is food process engineering. Therefore, I will just enlighten something about how the food process engineering can be a part or can be a major role taker in the field of sustainable development towards the agriculture, towards the numerous animal husbandry and other parts or other domains of this country as well as our society. Okay, as we all are talking about just something or some development of sustainable development. First of all, we will just discuss about what is sustainable development and how can we use it, how can we just implement it in our society. Okay, then if we considering sustainable development means the development of any society or any field of agriculture, either that is an animal husbandry or that is an social development. Okay, that must be a positive impact, or that must be a very well and very well defined, or we can say that it should be just in favor of a human health being or human being. If we are going for minery or minings, then your sustainable development is considered when you are not in the line of that you are taking greediness or you are harming the mother earth. Okay, and if we are developing in that manner that we are not harming the nature and we are just doing development with an harmony with nature. Okay, or we can say that we are doing development or we are just developing with an positive theme that we are not going towards a greediness, or we are not harming our nature as well as our humanity, or as well as our environmental issues. We are not creating any kind of environmental issue for doing our works, or for as well as for doing our research streams or our research ideas. Then now coming to food process engineering. Okay, basically food process engineering is process engineering means that is a chain of operations or chain of processing operations where we can consume or we can utilize our food as we are consuming in our plate. Means it's just a phase of processing of food towards some value-added products. Means if we are dealing with wheat crop, we are dealing with rice, or we are doing other kind of food article, we are doing with apples. Okay, and if we want to convert all these products or process all these products to a secondary goals or to a secondary project, means if I am processing the apple into apple juice, if I am processing the wheat into wheat flour or suji, or we can say some other kind of product, we are also making chapatis or making parathas and some other value-added products. Okay, these are the value addition or food processing of foods. And now if we are talking about harmony with nature and how we can help in sustainable development, how these topics or this kind of protein projects and this kind of food process engineering can take a role in sustainable development, then we can say that if we are having some idea about growing, means there is one food process there. For example, we can consider that there is one unit operation. Okay, we said drying. Drying is most common and most versatile field in case of food processing. In our daily life, we also perform drying. Okay, in each and every stage, because the moisture available in any of food product is responsible for their shelf life. If we want to increase shelf life, if we want to reduce the bulk, if we want to use any product in the off season, okay, there are numerous we are there are numerous and food processing, and there is one type of drying method, that is microwave drying or drying with irradiation. Okay, that is a very unique process and very unique method, microwave and irradiation. In this irradiation process, we have to take care, means each and every process operation now we are dealing with sustainable development, we are dealing with humanity and nature of just not greeding, not being greed. Okay, then if for example, if I am doing irradiation operations, okay, then the amount of irradiation or anything which is just fixed by some international or national mandate society, just for if there is one our onion, okay, we want to just extend the shelf life of onion or extend the ripening period of onion or any other fruit, okay, then we have to use a standard protocol. We have some standard mandates as fixed by government and fixed. If we are using that mandates or if we are using those particular guidelines, then it's good. But when we come into the grid area means we are in greediness. Okay, we want that to know. I want something more. I want to earn from these. Okay, I don't care about the sustainable opportunities, means that sustainable development. I don't care about sustainability. I just care about my earnings. Okay, I want to earn more. I have to no need of any government regulation. I will not follow any government regulation. I am just doing some greediness in business. Means if we are just for example, we can also consider that somebody is processing their fruits. Okay, they have to just process the fruit in juices. But for example, what should we do in that case? We have to just use only matured fruits. Okay, matured or particularly of a good quality fruits. But most of the time what the commercial persons or what the businessmen do, they just utilize that fruits. They are just about to over ripen, they have just bitterness or just have just because to save their profitability. Means if they have to use that this kind of product which are their values more than 50 rupees per kg or 80 rupees per kg, but if they are going for some of low quality fruits, ₹20 per kg rate, then 30 rupees per kind of things if happening with your food processing or process operations, this is very dangerous for human health. That maybe that fruit may be toxic, that fruit may be harmful for human beings if that processed product that consumed by some of old age persons, some of the childrens and other that kind of students or other persons, those are suffering from this kind of scarcities or this kind of diseases. For that, they may be very harmful. And this is just the role of sustainable development. And how can we just reduce this sustainable development or reduce or we can just mitigate these problems? Okay, by therefore these are some values for sustainable development processing. Now I want to also explain some of the examples regarding sustainable developments and what are the major roles or major areas of food processing where the sustainability or sustainable humanity is belongs, or where this is so much important. For example, in all over the India, there are some food structure. Okay, there will be some district supply officer or DSO who maintain all the control supply managed by government. Okay, then I'm giving this example because this is a common main example and common life example. Okay, we most of the time we read about some business processors or business persons that they got a very good benefit. Each and every food process operation also have more than 50% of margins, and most of the person want to do business in this side of area, this area that is a food processing. Okay, but what the mistake or what are the common problems done by the persons regarding this development? Because when we come on a track for profitability or business development, okay, most of the time and most of the persons just get the second opinion that I want to increase my benefit, I want to increase my profit only. Nobody think about that user, what is the drawback of my processes, what are the drawback I am using, what are the technology I am using, is it harmful for the secondary persons, is it harmful for natural, or is it creating any kind of waste which is harmful for nature, which is non-digestible or which is non-biodegradable product I am existing. Most of the time some of the process leave the radiotoxic or radioactive elements. Just like I was talking about that irradiation process. In that irradiation process also that are very harmful. Okay, if irradiated product, in that your irradiated product, if that person consume that, that is very similarly. If we consider that use of pesticide or use of that preservatives inside this kind of our processing systems. Okay, if it's if we consider that processing of any fruit or processing of any fruit, there are standard mandates. Since if we talk about custard apple, okay, then custard apple is a very short shelf life. This custard apple fruit we also known as sitafal, sarifa, and sugar apple, and there are also various names in almost each part of country have their particular name in their area, but the custard apple and sugar apple is most common. Sitafal is also a Hindi name which is most common, and everybody just recognize that fruit by this appearance. This fruit have a very big drawback that it comes in a glit. Means whenever this fruit is comes inside the market, means its fruiting season is just October to December. In this 2 months period, this fruit comes in a very huge glit. Means you can just collect more than of trucks inside the department. But it's just a mismarriage fruit. This is also called mismarriage fruit due to its nature that it comes in a glut in that particular season. But after just closing to the season, means after, if we are talking about January season, there will be no fruit in market. If we are asking in September, there will be no fruit in the market, because this fruit comes in a glut and just disappear after completion of their particular period. Then in such kind of fruits, we have to process them particularly, and for processing, if whole fruit cannot be preserved, this whole fruit cannot be preserved, and most of the time, then what to do? For that, we have to just do some processing with that. Processing means we have to just separate the seed and pulp, then outer layer that is a encapsulated, just like a green colored peel portion. We have to just separate that peel portion from pulp and seed. After that, when we separate this pulp and we separate this peel and pulp, then this pulp is encapsulated with seeds. Means there will be seed with coating over the pulp, white colored pulp. For for preserving that, you have to just separate that pulp. But if we consider that shelf life of pulp, then the whole fruit shelf life is nearly 1 or 2 days. Okay, their freezing is also not possible, heating is also not possible. No any secondary operation we can perform on that fruit for increase their shelf life more than 3 or 4 days. Okay, but if we are talking about pulp, as such, pulp is more susceptible. Within a few hours after depulping, this pulp start to microbial growth inside this, or this pulp start to get damaged or get spoiled. Okay, but if we use and scientific technologies, that is, we use their freezing, we store them below the freezing point temperature, means minus 20 degree or other temperature. Okay, minus 0 degree temperature, or either we are using that below 20 degree temperature, then we can store these fruit pulp up to several days. If we are going below freezing point, okay, then we can store these fruit pulp up to several months or up to a year, it can be preserved. But the sustainability, where the sustainability comes, when you are processing with pulp, and the main issue comes that if you are processing the pulp, then government recommended preservatives, okay, to store that pulp is just nearly 0.1% of potassium metabisulfate. Okay, other that preservatives are not approved by the government. But what happens most of the time, okay, these kind of practices are also found, or also just came into the practice, that most of the person use 1.0% or 0.2% or more than 0.1%. Most of the time what happens, that if government approved 0.01%, then persons are using 0.1% of KMS for the given amount of pulp. These the higher amount now we are using. Then if we are using 0.09% of higher amount in case of 0.01% KMS, then this amount is harmful for each and every health human being. Okay, similarly, this is just a single case. In each and every preservative, there is some standard mandates, only except two kind of preservative. That is, one is your acetic acid and the other one is your citric acid. Only these two preservative are comes under the grade 1 preservative, and we can use extend amount of these for preservating any of material. Except these, each and every chemical, and most of the chemical they are using by the food processor or by the other agriculturist and sometimes farmers also. These are very harmful for wind, because if we, some of the persons are still using potassium thiocyanate or potassium benzoate. Sorry, thiocyanate is a chemical which is poisonous for health, and persons are using potassium benzoate. But when we are using this benzoate type of substances, when it react with the seed inside the pulp, most of the time when some traces of seed got clubbed with the pulp, okay, then that broken seeds react with this benzoate kind of substances. It create a thiocyanate, which is too dangerous for human health. If we this is either toxic as well as maybe a reason for death of any human who are consuming that. Therefore, these are several practices and several portions. Therefore, that is that must be considered when we are dealing with any of the substance or any of the our process engineering. Therefore, there are some ideas which I want to share with you all. Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. This is over to you, sir. Dr. Ravindra, sir.
Yes, Dr. Narottamji, it was a very insightful session. In fact, when we are commemorating this, especially Cow Hug Week, cattle is also important aspect of agrarian society, agriculture, and Indian culture and tradition. And you have rightly, got in this preservation and conservation of food productions also. As a and just wanted to know, sir, like earlier, even before this modern food processing technology has come, we had our traditional kind of knowledge systems where we used to preserve food materials which were produced excessively for longer periods. So why that technology is not being used, and still why we are using these chemical related preservatives?
Yes, sir. This is also a very big issue, and you also suggested a very good idea. Actually, we are also, not only we, but our government is also want to promote that kind of ancient preservating systems. Means that time they are using their domestic fridge. Means they are just they are making a hole, or they are just making a hose, just hose like structure. They are inside the ground. They are just open a 2x3 section inside the ground and down to the earth surface, and their production, their temperature will be automatically reduced within up to 10 degrees centigrade. But sir, the main reason behind this is that time the amount or bulk they want to preserve or they want to store, that was a little bit smaller. Okay, but now conditions happen now that as we are also talking about the sustainable development and sustainability of particular product. Okay, in that case only we came to know that yes, that persons are using either, although they are not engineers, they are not genius. Okay, they are genius, no doubt. As compared to us, they are more genius, but they don't have such kind of degrees as we are taking, that we are MTechs and we are PhDs and we are some engineers, doctors, whatever we are, but we are still lagging to know their ancient systems, or we are still lagging to follow that kind of systems. And if we are use that kind, that methodologies and that the technologies inside our processing area, then it may be get very useful for that. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Like even we have these earlier refrigeration systems and coolant system. We use this
Yes.
straw-based storage, which were really we
Yes, sir.
used to store for years together.
Yes,
The
sir.
paddy and other things also. And as you rightly mentioned, underground these pits
Storage
were used
structure.
as refrigeration purpose and
Yes, sir.
storage purpose. Still,
Yes, sir.
we can
Presently
see
also there are
even
some researches happening for zero energy cool chamber that are told. These are also some developed at our university, that evaporative cooling systems are also very effective in this area. But the main problem with these kind of systems is only that they need to be they need more time to create the temperature down. Also, they need to be a very good knowledge of their atmospheric conditions, RH conditions, and temperature regulations. These are required. But all these ancient systems, they are used by our forefathers or our ancient persons, are very useful in case of each and every aspect of our agriculture system as well as our society.
thank you, sir. And we see a lot of preservatives, especially for storing and for circulation and in distribution. We see a lot of preservatives, chemicals are being used. Okay, certain things which are highly perishable, as you rightly pointed out, like even for milk also, we got Tetra packs where we can store milk for even 15 days or 1 month. Like that, can we not develop any eco-friendly or natural packaging material where we can preserve without using preservatives? Can you throw some insights into that?
Yes, sir. Actually, there are presently some more research is going on packaging, because the food packaging is a most dangerous waste nowadays. Not only food packaging, but each and every packaging material. But yes, most of the packaging is just harmful. They are food packaging, means they are just blank wrappers of nitrogen filled wraps of our chips packets, our biscuit packet, some kind of this kind of wastage is very create very good, very much amount of garbage, and that is that waste is also not eco-friendly, as well as the disposal of this kind of waste is also a big issue for our society as well as our government authorities. For reducing these kind of waste, sir, we can a very good option, that is a biodegradable packaging materials. There are also several researches has been happened, and these concepts are newly coming inside the packaging system, that there are some packaging materials developed by the food waste, especially food waste packaging material, means gelatin formation through the food waste or for the garden. There are, we also searched some process operations. Okay, if you go for, there are 3 to 4 sites website on, and YouTube also mentioned that kind of packaging. One of new biodegradable packaging material has been developed through the oil cakes. You know, when we extract some of protein, some of the carbohydrate, and that kind of nutrient from the oil cake, which remains after extracting oil from the oil seed, from extracting this kind of nutrient or this kind of minerals through that product, and we can just make structure of polythene like gelatin structure from that particular product, and we can use that as an packaging material, or that is a very good substitute for packaging. Similarly, the cutlery concept is also came recently, that cutlery items from sugarcane baggage is available. Then this kind of concept, actually, sir, the main problem is with the processes has been happening, and some researches are very good researches has been came out, but then that researches are also still at the college level. Businessman thinks that this is only fill in the blanks for a university level, and university is not interested to just make them commercial, because that are no doubt there will be some biodata, there will be some data that are missing, or there will be some problems inside that, but that if that can be used, that is a very good option. Means if you want to know, I can give you 2 or 3 of more ideas, then you can search on YouTube also, that are too good for when. First is there is one idea that we can make paper through using cow dung. Means the first person who developed is, it was developed by elephant dung. Okay, elephant dung paper has been developed, and it is also a very good business option. It can be used, elephant dung can be used for paper making. Similarly, we are also enjoying that cow hug day, and we are, our conference is also related to cow. Then that researches are also going on, that we can make paper through using cow dung. Secondly, if we are thinking about that packaging, when paper has also a very big role in packaging, then there is also one research. It was conducted at TNAU, I think, most probably Tamil Nadu Agriculture University, and this is also shown on the our Discovery Channel, that they developed that polythene, biodegradable polythene. Okay, that is a material which was completely made by that your rice, boiled rice flour, and some kind of that materials. Okay, and this material is also responsible, means this can be used for packaging of several metals, and it has a good quality that we can dispose in a liquid water. It can be just disappear when you just dip in it water container or water, it will be just disappeared. This is a very good kind of material. Similarly, that if you all knows our Srifal or coconut, then outer shell, wooden shell of coconut can be very good use for storing of any of powderous material. We can just open that shell from top side and cut and polish this, and we can use it as a storing device. These are some packaging for problems and their solutions, which is provided by the students as well as, but their commercialization is still due to they have to some more effort is needed. When this effort must be done by only the professionalist or businessmen, because they want to utilize it as a commercial level, then it should be done by commercial persons only, because student most of the time they do research only to get their degree and they just get rid of this. They are either they got busy, or either if a student doing PhD na, they don't go for any job or any business. They have a concept mindset that I am just 32 years old or I am 50 years old. Now I want to just make a conceptual life of my, I want to become an assistant professor, I want to become any kind of professor. This kind of problems happens. I think that is also major issue. If this concept is going to business line, and if any of business material take initiative for this, then it can be very well used in packaging as well as sustainable development of agriculture industries.
Thank you, sir. Very well said. I think this now this entrepreneurship program, these incubators, accelerators, and these entrepreneurship ecosystems, which is now widely promoted by Government of India and various universities, is a very good opportunity, I think, for the students, research scholars also, to have industry collaborations, extension, where universities and industries can come together and start some startups or come with such innovative products. I think again the students also every year we have these awards, innovation awards conducted at various levels by government, state government, central governments. And social media, with social media nowadays, it's everyone has a platform where they can present their ideas so that more people, they can reach to more people. Maybe someone can pitch in and commercialize that idea. That is also one good opportunity. So, as you rightly said, we need to explore the opportunities, and maybe these businessmen especially, they are looking for something which is profitable.
Yes,
so
the
I
main
think
problem is profit.
yeah, so as from academic community, we need to show that it is also profitable idea which can be commercialized. So that
Yes.
is the gap where maybe that is the gap where investors are not pitching into idea to be commercialized. Maybe if we can also fill that gap by closely working with the industry. So I think soon our students and research scholars will get more opportunities to get into entrepreneurship and start venturing into businesses also.
Yes, sir.
It was really nice, sir. Even this corn starch is also used, as you rightly pointed out, eco-friendly packaging. And even coconut leaves, banana leaves were also being used, dry and wet. So there are various alternatives, but as you rightly said, they are not on a large scale use.
Yes.
Locally, they are using wherever there is
But then
availability.
their expansion is still needed. Means
Yes.
I don't know why this is not commercialized at a global level or at all over at country level. It must be expanded. Therefore, because I am just belonging to Udaipur or Rajasthan region. In our region, there are, I saw very rare found inventions or innovations in our area. Okay, but if we consider for this in our southern region, okay, in metro cities, these kind of expansion of these technologies is still very fastly growing very fastly. But if these go towards this either all over the country, if it got expanded, or if this kind of area got, because there are also businessmen, they are also want to make some business with that. In metropolitan cities, they are also getting very good, but I think they are just getting their profit in that particular locality only. Therefore, they don't want to expand this. Okay, but if this idea can be transferred towards one state to other state, then some other state person can use this, or some other state person can make a franchisee for that, and this may also be a very good option for each and everyone. When cornstarch packaging systems, these are also very good ideas. Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Hope soon I think we should also be trained on using social media and reaching out to more audience, so that more and more awareness is being brought. And we have certain case studies also where I think you also might be aware, some eco-friendly natural centers are also have been opened up in a couple of cities, where they are using like instead of paper cups or plastic cups, they are using this mud cast,
Yes.
this mud,
Wooden.
yeah,
Yes,
and wooden.
earthen pot.
And also recently we have this new technology of edible cups and spoons.
Yes, from sugarcane bagasse,
Yeah, so these
edible cutleries and other products.
so that is also a very good idea, where we consume something, and along with that
Yes.
we can reduce waste, disposable waste.
Yes.
We can just eat those cups and spoons also.
Yes. Yes, edible cutleries. They are all are edible cutleries. You can use it. This is also helpful for save our environment. This is also for sustainability, na?
Yes.
That's why we should promote this kind of idea. Although maybe they are some of costlier as comparative to other available options, but this is too good for our environment as well as our our humanity also.
Yes, it's
Thank
nice.
you, sir.
We have learned many things from your session. And it was really insightful. Hope and we will look forward for more such sessions from you and your colleagues and students, research scholars.
Sure, sir. Definitely, we will try to interact again and again. And thank you so much for giving me this opportunity, sir.
Thank you, sir. In the meanwhile, participants, if you have any queries or observations, comments, you can feel free to interact with Dr. You can unmute yourself or raise your hand if you have any queries or observations or feedback to share. I think we are having so many presentations this week, and you also might be having so many queries or clarifications, because agrarian society, we have a lot of challenges, at the same time, a lot of potential. So you can unmute yourself and ask. Or you can raise your hand if you are unable to unmute yourselves. Okay, if there are no further queries, then you can use your chat box to share your observation, and also through feedback form. Request everyone to kindly fill up the feedback form for session 1, and as soon as we complete our feedback, then we'll move on to our next session by Ravichandranji. After completing your feedback, or if you still have any queries on this session, you can unmute yourself or raise your hand. We'll wait for next 5 minutes for completing the feedback, and then we'll move on to our next session. Friends, quickly fill up the feedback form raised in the form of polls so that we can move on to our next session for the day. Okay, we will move on to our next session. Quickly fill up the feedback form. It is mandatory for receiving your certificates. Next, we have with us Ravichandranji. He is Chief Consultant, Mapper Consulting Co., Chennai. Yeah, you can minimize feedback window, Ravichandranji, instead of closing it.
My screen is viewable.
Not yet. I'm giving you the
Yeah,
permission.
I'm going only with the one space today.
Yeah, you can minimize the poll window instead of
Okay.
closing.
Yeah, I have already minimized it once. I did it once.
Okay. So you can start your video and presentation.
As of I'm going only with the audio, not much of video today. But,
Okay, fine. Please.
can I start with it? I'll quickly complete it by 25 to 40 minutes maximum, not beyond. Even 30 minutes I would rather take. Good evening to all of you. Can you able to hear, Doctor?
Yeah, Ravichandranji, please continue.
Dear all of you, it's a continuous process. We are going ahead with the program of this international seminar on various grounds of reasons, not by taking one, not by taking specific mission. In general, sorry, in general, we are going with more focus on our international side, domestic side, and various awareness bringing programs, which is organized by Dr. Ravindra. It's a long mileage we have been, and he is being taken care of it in spite of all the complications and difficulties it's passing through. There are several delegates who have come across on this platform, given their speeches. Now we are sorry, talking today is quite traditional. We would rather call it, because in India, though it's an interactive event of dialogues, we are trying to share between. When we talk of something little unique, we always strive upon what does that mean, why it is required. Certain things were not at all in practice. So I'm trying to put you on over word in person. I'm going to talk only in voice pitching of today. There is no much of presentation and only lectureship program it is. So I will read out some importance, but otherwise only 5 points I'm going to talk about. Only 5 topics. Well, what is this cow hug day? Why it is all of a sudden coming in the middle of our new life? I never heard this. We have never come across such kind of hugging of cows and many more new happening like yoga day, cow day, and precisely for the past 10 years or 15 years of time, new events, new days are getting opened up, talking about and bringing auspicious move on this kind of importance within India. It is become remarkably celebrated in the world forum today. The Pongal Day, Tamil Nadu Pongal Day is celebrated in the Europe Embassy. It is being celebrated in White House of the US. That the president was having the taste of Pongal. So Tamil festival everywhere. There are celebrations nationwide, worldwide, global wise are being taught. Nevertheless, we are talking of something cow. Why it is? Do we know anything what about why it's all necessary for us? As a HR man, I'm not finding much result, not much mean to it. But remarkably, if we think in the out of box thinking on what is this, it is only emotional richness, nothing beyond. There are several animals, there are several instincts, there are several. Our national symbol is lion, our importance on certain is forehead, lion faces, peacock, many more like. But why emotional talk about cow today? Before I start my 4 introduction points, it is purely called hugging the cow is meaning of bringing emotional richness. We talk about Father's Day, Mother's Day, Children's Day, Teacher's Day, Valentine's Day, and many more. Similar to it, Yoga Day, Krishna Jayanti, Ganesh Chaturthi. One day will come after 500 years of time, I don't know. Gandhi will become a god. Mahatma Gandhi will become a god. There would be large amounts of temples they come. May take another 400-500 years. What I do hope so. Every importance are becoming a god and the goddess. So, hence, bringing emotional richness towards the cow, we are talking hugging the cow and individual collective happiness. It is considered by not any forum. It is appeal. It is the appeal came from the Ministry of Fisheries and Husbandry. Under the Ministry of Both, it was considered is the appeal day for cow. Why we should not hug the cow on this particular day? This is what I found out. Because the contribution of the cow towards the human life living for eatable, eateries, and the predominantly covering our from the day one of childhood till the last day of our life goes off our body, we consider the milk is quite important, come from the cow, and the cow is being connected to the all gods, Krishna, and the celebration all falls across. So as I said, why it is being celebrated? It's an emotional richness, not alone connect, richness. What does hugging a cow do? Okay, you hug the cow today. You know why, what way the cow behaves? Because I'm a chairman, I should always talk in more of the other side of part. It allows the therapy, this test of therapy, when you hug the cow, it's becoming a therapy, helps tension, sadness, depression, lowering your heartbeat. This is what the psychologically found out. Many of them bringing up their pets, dogs, cats, and many more. What's all? Yes, it's all bringing a solitary life acceptance between the animal and the human, because the dog does not speak, cow does not speak, human can speak, so there is no any contradiction on over speeches. But the cow understands, dog understand you, that's all. Now coming to the point of dog, cow and the uh, calf we are talking about today. It allows you, it lowers your tension. We as a human always want to have a life good. So we want everywhere to catch hold of our tension relieved, life relieved, superbly trying to live. For everything we use our animals. Now the cow is one of the best animals, helping lower your tension, easing your sadness, depression, and heartbeat even. This is psychological assessment of. So I want to clearly say about this. Do cow shows the love to you? Yes, the cow shows love, affection, and you won't believe. Hope you all are following my communication. I'm very comfortable. I don't think so. Please, anything not reachable, please tell me. Dr. Ravindra sir, can you hear my voice? All others?
Yeah, please continue, Ravichandran.
Well, okay. Now the cow, how it behaves, the moment when you hug the cow, it licks you. It touches. The cuddling, it helps. You just look at the cow, hear the music beautifully. The cow is the only animal, while hearing the song, hearing a song, any song, it lowers its ear, kadu, ear, kan, Hindi. It lowers its ears. None of the animals in the world shows its parity of reciprocating, anything like that. You look at it, there are several majors. The cow, when it hears song, music, flow of two things, any kind of music, it listens. The cow listens. It lowers its ear down towards earth. When you take it to for slaughter, to take the cow to slaughter house, inside the slaughter, it knows it's going to be slaughtered. It knows. The cow, only the animal knows it's going to be slaughtered. It even weeps. The cow weeps because it knows that it's going to die. It is the only animal I have got evidence of it. If you want to see, you may find it somewhere. But nevertheless, why do I want to say all these points are, the cow is so connected between the human living. The cowboys, American, the cowboys in America, West Indies, when they capture the villages, they don't capture human or women or properties, wealth, treasures. They preferably first want to capture the cattle of cow because it has got such a unanimity of the skill, it goes in a team. Cow usually go along with the team. Many animals does not go together in a mass, but cow is the one of the major cattle unity towards. So the cowboys, the black West Indies people capture. They put one leader as a cow, and behind all the cattle run behind. They bring one leader of the cow. They kill one or the two cows if it is not behaving properly. By making one leader as a cow, they catch more than 500, 800, thousands of cows together. They take them together in running form, distancing more than in 500, 800 kilometers from one to the other. So this is the kind of things. Now coming back to the cow, where we are in India, considering it is called as the purest type of subhuman life. This is the belief of cow towards man thinking about the cow. Cow slaughter and manslaughter are, in my opinion, two sides of the same coin. This is what the Mahatma Gandhi said. Cow slaughter and manslaughter are, in my opinion, two sides of the coin. There are several personalities, many philosophists, literatures are referring about the cow and its auspicious. So that's what I'm trying to make you point. Cow is a protection of the gift of Hinduism to the world. Coming to the religion talk, because without touching the religion of Hinduism of India, there is nothing left other than a prominent life animal of cow. So the cow is the gift of Hinduism to the world. Similar to cow, there were sometimes even election symbol is given to the to the cow. There also, even during one time, Indira Gandhi contested election. She was asking for a symbol of voting for Congress. She said one poster I could see, vote for cow and cow, forget all other now. This is a kind of idiom she used for capture words she used for voting towards Congress election. So something they want to talk about more of cow and cow and cow. So this is all the reason I just want to. Now I'm going back to certain important points where to discuss further on things. Well, as an introduction, hold on. We go with the religionism aspect, cow is an important, and therefore we consider love, nurture, and worship it. Hindu goddess, Hindu principle, in any various forms of animal, the kings, emperors use the species, especially cow, is an important. From a source of a milk to a provider of labor and religious inspiration in Hindu society of today, the prominent symbol for cow is considered. 3,000 years behind, the rivers valley, all the rivers were having their principal livestock is a property started from only cow. Years behind, in 750 year 750. Today we are in 2023, in year 750. Cow slaughter was not in India. It was abandoned. There is no practice of cow slaughter. Similar to, I want to talk about what is the sacred animal of Hindu. And particularly why the cow is being considered. Because the cow comes along with your family, relationship, Sanskrit, scriptures, everywhere over the period of more than 8,000 years of time. The cow animal is one amongst shown even till now. There are many changes, but cow is becoming more and more important towards the Brahma, towards Vishnu, Shiva, everywhere. There are several instincts are being, but cow is Kamadhenu is important and have come across lot of mythical stories about cows. There are lefts that mean positive, negative, every direction cow is being considered. Even Yamadharmaraja comes on the ox, which is again cow community. Himalaya, there is huge mythical talks about on god of cow, along with elephant, Garuda. Many, a Vishnu is travel devices like, Garuda. But at last, Kamadhenu is one of the important, prominent in everywhere. I will come back with a different topic little later, but I want to explain step by step of one I talked about, Hinduism, mythical cow. Now coming to the current status of why important for our contemporary India towards economics of cow and its all relevance. The cow remains a revered protected animal, not alone in Hinduism, but the dairy products. It is a sacred status today. Even who brings cows in a bigger way of, they are considered as a sacred status. Example, even you look at it, roaming cow around the city and it's eating garbages, gutters for its own survival. You could see it on the road today. Precisely for the sake of it, I'm saying many cows are on the road today. But I don't know, it was not supposed to. It is supposed to be captured handed over to the place. But in India, still we live like a Krishna period. The bus also runs during Krishna Yuga, Dwapara Yuga there. Cows commonly on road. Even today we are seeing commonly on roads along with the buses, electric train and aeroplane flies on top. But still we are seeing cows on the road. Is this a right? Certainly not wrong. It's certainly wrong. The fifth sense of animal on road, it's a huge problem. We ourselves human is not reached over to the sixth sense, but cow has got a higher side of, but certainly lesser than human. It's still on road. This is what our contemporary India, the cow is being there in one part, the other part we are also celebrating cow hugging day. This is the economy growth. The cow can survive at any place, anywhere, but in the world, huge amount of cows available in India, Brazil, and Canada. The highest dairy product comes from Brazil, Canada, and India. So no other countries are majorly consuming or producing dairy products of cow. Our population compared to more than 15 million, 140 million cow populations in the India, and 13 million people have to share with 40,000 cows. This is what the calculation I found out somewhere today. So I just want to share it. 13 million people have to share the streets with 40,000 cows, often leading to various requirements. And particularly these cows are not being really considered as an importance, and it is left on roads, left for slaughter, left for various reasons, skins, tanning, no, it's no leather product, everything. Yes, these are being used, but on what ground it is being managed, there are many complications are behind the cow's life. But at last, we are also running the show of cows hugging day. The other side, we are also running our tanning industry. Kill the animal, take the skin, run leather market. All are happening within India. India is the one of the countries, all these, yes, I feel it, certain things, not to put a word across, but it need to be taken very carefully coming days on the cow side. So as a Hindu or as of a religionism, I'm not trying to talk about the cow, but certainly cows need to be very important for the economy of India because the dairy products being used, and even there are some prominent Islamic practices said cow slaughter is to be banned on the signature of the Muslims, Islam, and the cow to be declared as a national animal. There were talk about it in this India, various grounds of time, but anyway, cow is still not brought as a national animal. If it is said like that, then we feel it's a BJP or some political reasons behind. But keep aside the politics or the BJP or the days are coming, we all feel that Hinduism too much in India, and we are talking about too much on everything on grounds of Hinduism practicing by one particular political party. But this is being in practice long years, but we are trying to bring in a center stage so it becomes politically motivated everybody to. Anyway, there are certain new happening and new going on. I'm going to talk about now green energy. Green energy, especially future non-conflicting on potential of cows. As I said, cows, bullocks, buffalo, our yield, annual average yield is 10.2 kg day for buffalo. The dung production 650 millions, approximately 650 tons of annual economy behind, and the cow dung can be used for, you know about it, or in rural industries as a HR perspective and economic growth. I want to explain annual growth of 2.7 million family can get generated biogas plants. It is estimated to become something 22 tons and more. Biogas method, especially producing methane gas, comes from the organic matter. So the cow dung is being used in Gujarat state, I know it, used for cooking gas practice, biogas plant, and natural bacteria, which are also methane gas production, and its slurries used for various types of fertilizers and for crops enrichment. So in rough, I'm talking about all those things. I don't have exact input, but looking at many of the grounds availability of information, yes, certain new points I could have been added over here. It seems so today. In villages, in year 2001 to 2005, states like Gujarat, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, in Western India, household big house are having biogas plant ecologically and community basis got developed, and it is being run by local non-profit agencies. I found out the Sadhguru Foundation help people to promote natural resource management, especially this biogas using cow dung through, reflecting drastic reduction on the various other alternative use. Well, I'm going with some more important points. Chemical fertilizers. It is also necessary to use biogas and cow dung product matters. So there also it can use, even the chemical industries can use along with cow dung. So this economy aspect, I would like to put it across. Now, in mythology, if I talk about it, what is cow and how to think on this subject little more predominantly. Why I'm saying it, economy aspect I discussed, which is commonly available, anybody can view it. Now little Upanishad, some practice of Hindu spiritualism, not alone Hindu, I would like to point it out as a practice of Hindu, the practice being managed by over a period of years, why Rig Veda and relation of cow between Krishna, the conscious, and why it has become favorite animal, I would like to point it and finish it up quickly. In Rig Veda, there is a talk of how it not alone provides milk, it allows curative, prophylactic effects of medicinal herbs it eats. This is what in Rig Veda itself mentioned over. Many of the cows, when it's grazing, it eats a lot of medicinal properties. The cow is one of the best reservoir for us to have its drinkable milk. Even many of cows, matters. It allows to bring medical herbs to our eats. So that's why cow milks are very important. As of Rig Veda talks about it, you can easily refer about this point. Why Krishna? The conscious. Krishna is my intention of understanding is only conscious. I don't want to say Krishna is the God, then there are several gods. There are several gods, Rama, Krishna, Vishnu, Shiva, many more. Krishna, in my sense, is only the consciousness because he is giving a lot of importance on cows and even the Haj day of coming days, important and practicing in India. Cows can be found throughout the religion, throughout the major texts. It is sacred status. One of the faithful and most meaningful animal along with the human being. Even there are some people at your home, old men or old retired people are passing their life, left their life. Your grandfather, old at home, those time I could see, I have seen it, but let's not put too much, I have seen it. But later I could only recollect for my understanding. The cow is the animal, one cries. Anybody left the home on the day of the body corpse is there at home. The old person dies, the cow cries. It is easily viewable. It trips its tears. Swami Vivekananda referred on certain grounds, sacrifice the bull and eat it. This is something kind of Vivekananda's concept in Buddhism India and many more in Vivekananda's speeches. He refers about how is a humanity animal. As I said, Hinduism, holy cow. What did Muhammad, religious aspect, talks about cows? You can check you can check the hadith, they call it that in cow. Cow meat spreads illness. I don't know. But still I want to read it out. The Muhammad in Islam, the practice of particularly in Quran, it's referred, I think so, I don't know, but still I am going with certain inputs available at Cottage. Cow meat spreads illness, whereas milk of the cow bring and cure the diseases. This is what Muhammad Nabi said in his statement about the cow. I could somewhat find out. So, even the cow slaughter, cow meat as a product of eating was not actually considered. Well, I would like to complete. There are several quotes, as I said. In concluding point, I want to come back towards the Indian economy and an HR practice. Wandering cows can be rescued and rehabilitated by governments. So these are the important points from HR overview I want to say. Wandering cows on road can be captured, rehabilitated, and given back to the society wherever whoever is keen to adopt. So this all the thought process should come. This is to make our economy and more sustainability, environment development towards Indian status, not by any religious practice, I would rather say. Because anything we do today, here we call it by religion, the politics. I don't know. But the cow rescue is very important. It should not wander on roads. It should not no, spread over on the roads, bringing accidents, bringing a lot of problems on roads, etc. But still in Bombay city, Delhi city, I've traveled even 4 years behind when I was in Delhi. In Delhi, it was just loitering on roads, so easy, very common. We worship it in what way? The other way, we leave it as a nothing. And the cow eats newspapers, posters, and eats even the plastic, and its dungs are highly polluted today. So this is what the state of India. And again, we are go back to something we consider as a god. Again, we go back to another side, which is highly unethical. Again, all the way across in India happens. India is a country, all the way you can do. You celebrate and you ditch it. You celebrate Ganesh Chaturthi and take all the statues of Ganesh ji and throw it somewhere and make polluted. This was the India and the Kashi, Vishwanath, Rishikesh, everywhere, all rainwater, rivers, ocean, they throw it, without any meaningless understanding of how economy, ecology, and environment is need to be managed. But only they worship it and they finally throw it in the dustbin and go with their own lifestyle of next and another day and another day. Again, the next day come, we celebrate Cow Hug Day, Vinayak Chaturthi, and many more festivals and rows to come and over and again. At last, I want to give you a small symbolic music to you to ensure the cow is so important towards the Krishna's conscious and finalize it with my communication to all of you. Before to it, just hold on please. Since it's a worship day like the Cow Hug Day, so I want to finish it quickly. Can you hear my Dr. Ravindra?
Yeah, Ravichandranji, please continue.
Yeah. So I'm going to, did you hear the music sound?
No, not yet.
Since this day is more auspicious of something like, a celebration of cow, there is one song I would like to refer upon. How Krishna considered as a god of cow is an important. It's a Tamil song and want to. Can you hear the background score, sir? Dr. Ravindra, sir?
No, not yet.
Nothing you are able to hear? No voice sound comes? Anything now?
No, you have to share na first. We don't see any
1 minute. I'll just share it.
notification.
Just hold on, please. Just hold on.
You are playing that file on your mobile or laptop?
My desktop, share screen.
Okay.
Now it's shared.
Yeah.
Can you hear this music now?
No, not yet. You have to play that video. I think. Have you clicked on share sound in sharing options?
1 minute. I'll finish it up now. By chance, any chance, can you hear the background noise, music?
No. You have to click on share sound, or while sharing, you will get an option to share sound. Now it's audible.
Now it's audible. Well, though it is important we are talking on celebration and auspicious on something like, instruments and the life of cows important. I want to finish it up quickly by one small cut-off song from my side. In this song, it is a Tamil song. There the cow is being even very important towards the Kanna and Krishna and the consciousness. But பாடி மாளிகையில் தாய்மடி கருணை போல் மாலை கண்ணன் தூங்குகின்றான் பாடி மாளிகையில் தாய்மடி கருணை போல் மாலை கண்ணன் தூங்குகின்றான் அவர் வாழ்விய மண்ணை உண்டு மண்டலத்தை காட்டியது பூந்தெடுத்து தூங்குகின்றார் பூந்தெடுத்து தூங்குகின்றார் பாடி மாளிகை தாய்மடி கண்ணை மாலை கண்ணன் நாகப்படம் மீது அவன் நர்த்தனங்கள் ஆடியது தாகமெல்லாம் தீர்த்து கொண்டார் நாகப்படம் மீது அவன் நர்த்தனங்கள் ஆடியது தாகமெல்லாம் தீர்த்து கொண்டார் அவன் மோகவனை கூடி வரும் யாகவினை பாடிவர் தாகமெல்லாம் தீர்த்து கொண்டார் தாகமெல்லாம் தீர்த்து கொண்டார் ஆயர் பாடி மாளிகை தாய்மடியை கண்ணை மாயக்கண்ணன் தூங்குகிறான் காலையிலோ மாயக்கண்ணன் தூங்குகிறான் காலையிலோ மாயக்கண்ணன் தூங்குகிறான் காலையிலோ. Thank you so much. This is a song towards Krishna and the cow. Along with the cow, he was sleeping and completes his life soulful connects between half human of cow and the man of human. And as an HR man, I want to explain and express about this song. So that's why I sang myself and made something to give to all of you in the evening of today and your weekends following in middle coming Saturday and Sunday. Please do enjoy. Anybody wants to give a comment about this song and comment about the overall lectureship. And very commonly I took the lectureship, but not much carrying of inputs on the slides because I thought of only expressions of words will make more meaningful. Thank you very much once again. And Dr. Ravindra, I would like to thank you once again, all the apparent you have taken so much careful attention on each and every moment of our practice of webinar going for the past years, now sometime closing to 1 year, I hope so. And we would be very tremendously going with a similar mileage going and coming towards, we all are going to associate longer and longer and longer and longer with towards. Thank you so much, and everyone, to all of you, all the behind screen working in this team. I would like to thank you once again. Thank you so much. Dr. Ravindra sir, please take care.
Yeah, thank you, Ravichandran ji, for your insightful session on importance of cow and various aspects. Dear friends, we request everyone to fill up the final feedback form for the day. Thank you, Ravichandran ji, for your wonderful session, and we wish you all the success for all your future endeavors and look forward for more sessions.
Yes. As of going with the large amount of communication going, as I'm a professor of a state engineering college, Sri Krishna Engineering College, I'm working as taking care of my full-time professorship, lectureship dealing on various grounds of subject, communication, HR, management studies, engineering studies, sustainability on social engineering towards BE students and intellectual property subjects towards the ME students. And nevertheless, and these amount of energy not alone, along with this kind of team working on particular international approaches on various webinars, I would like to thank you. It's a wonderful opportunity with the best platform, and many more will come forward sooner and sooner.
Thank you, Ravichandran ji, and thank you, Dr. Narottam ji, for both of you have wonderfully contributed for today's international seminar, and we have learned so many things, especially with respect to agriculture and the cattle. And we wish you both all the success in coming endeavors, and we express our gratitude on behalf of Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute Center for Art Sciences and Wellbeing. If anyone has any queries or observations, feedback, you can unmute yourself and share. And before leaving, kindly fill up the feedback form. And if there are no further queries, then see you all tomorrow at the same time with the same link with different topic. And tomorrow also being Mahashivratri, we, on behalf of Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute Center for Art Sciences and Wellbeing, we wish you all happy Mahashivratri and festive season. Tomorrow also we will have session. And see you all tomorrow. Take care. Good night.
Thank you.